Okay, alright. For anyone who missed the previous stream, I'm about halfway through Alan Wake. It's split into about 6 episodes, and then there are 2 DLC episodes, which I will probably play afterwards because I'm in it for the whole journey. I think I'm gonna stream Alan Wake, I'm gonna stream Control, and I'm gonna stream Alan Wake 2. Which, those are 2 games I'm super excited about. And in the meantime, with this one, we get a bit of background and we also get a bit of goofy fun times.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
For anyone who's new to Alan Wake, this previously on Alan Wake is probably giving you a good sense of how goofy it is.
The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story.
I'll give you guys a little
but that was a lie.
preview if you'd like of what Alan Wake is about and what the vibe is.
Dark presence before it attacked me.
To be honest, at this point, I'm slightly losing track of what's happening, but I'm following enough. I'm following enough. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, Slay, before we get into the episode, I just want to remind everyone quickly, and I forgot to do this last stream, which is terrible of me, but oh well, that we're still raising money for medical aid for Palestinians. You can see the donation bar at the top of our screen, or you might be able to see it. There is a donation bar at the top of our screen. It shows that our donation goal is £2,000, and we're just under £250 away from that. So every little helps if you're able to give to medical aid for Palestinians through our fundraiser. The command !Palestine in the chat will bring up the link to the fundraiser. You guys might have heard that a ceasefire agreement was reached, and I guess I just want to emphasize the point that not only is, life and infrastructure in Gaza, completely decimated, and so the need for medical attention is still very much there, and a lot of humanitarian aid is only getting through now. So organizations like MAP are still very much in need of our support and very much in need of our funding, and are probably, more inundated with work than ever. But also that, a ceasefire is not enough. The Palestinian struggle continues until liberation, until Palestinians have the right of return to their homelands, until the blockade and the siege of Gaza ends, until the siege of the West Bank ends, the military occupation of the West Bank and Gaza and East Jerusalem ends, and until Palestinians have equal rights with everyone living within the land of historic Palestine. The struggle continues until complete liberation, and a ceasefire is obviously positive, but Israel has already been, they've been acting with impunity, partly because we, the international community, allow them to act with impunity, and we can't be doing that. We need to hold Israel accountable and to continue to advocate for complete liberation for the Palestinian people and for oppressed people everywhere. So that means that we continue donating and supporting these organizations. We continue engaging in tactics such as BDS. Israel has already violated terms of the ceasefire agreement. Donald Trump is talking about supporting a complete emptying of Gaza. The struggle very much continues. Anyway, for anyone who is able to support, we always really, really appreciate it. Every little helps, and just to say that I will not hear the little ping notifying me if you donate, so if someone donates, please feel free to let me know in the chat so that I can make sure to thank you for any donations. So yes, still raising money for MAP, and with that in mind, I'll get back into Alan Wake. For anyone who's joining the stream who hasn't played the game before and wants to catch up, let me know if you want me to update you on what's happened, but in the meantime, I'm gonna jump back in.
Shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Oh, and feel free to share how your day is going, how you're doing, and all of that in the chat as well. It's always a pleasure to hear how you guys are doing.
Alice. There you go, Alan. Hartman, I fell.
That was a bit
I had to
creepy.
give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
This is the
What?
doctor.
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while.
Okay, great.
The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated
Okay, this is taking a turn.
schizophrenia.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Okay, wow, this is taking a turn. Was it a dream or was it reality? What is reality? And what is the dream?
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus.
Okay, very, very interesting. So, Dr. Hartman is the doctor that was
door
mentioned
was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Earlier in the game that Alice had, Alice is Alan's wife, who is currently missing, who Alan is looking for. Because this is a guy looking for his wife game. So near the beginning of the game, Alice had said, part of the reason that I wanted to bring you to Bright Falls, which is the name of this small town, was because there's a doctor here, Dr. Hartman, who specializes in helping creatives and artists who are experiencing some kind of difficulty or block in their creativity. And I talked a bit before about how I thought that it was bizarre to pathologize having writer's block, for lack of a better term, or struggling with creativity, to pathologize that and identify it as an individual problem with a person's pathology, which is to say they're how their brain works or is working, how their biology and their mental state is. And I kind of said that, creativity is something that's very much influenced by political and structural factors like capitalism. And it seems that Alan, by his agent and by his wife and by others in his life, even though I hate Alan, he sucks, is very much being pressured to churn out books like a machine. And it speaks a lot to kind of being an artist under capitalism and how art is seen as kind of a product to create for profit and not kind of some kind of expression, self-expression or collective expression or, personal kind of therapeutic practice or any of these kinds of things, but as a product for consumption and for profit. And so we had that discussion a little bit before, and now what we're finding is that Alan has been locked in his room by Dr. Hartman, who, this is in the United States where healthcare is completely privatized. So psychiatrists like Dr. Hartman can do home visits and things like that, and operate in that kind of particular way, and are also paid to do what they're doing. And now we've got Alan locked in his room and being forcibly sedated. So now we've got we've gone straight into some fun, and by fun I mean horrible psychiatry stuff today, so that's a strong start to the stream. I'm good. I had an x-ray this morning, but I'm having a lot of fun finalizing the stuff for the itch bundle. I hope that the appointment and the x-ray was okay and that everything's going okay. I hope it wasn't a scary x-ray or because something something is like very wrong. I hope that was okay, pal. And I'm glad that you're having fun working on a little bit of graphic design. I can share with you guys that what B is working on is a submission to a Palestine-themed itch bundle. We're just submitting a little zine that compiles all of the political education resources that we've put together about Palestine, which is really exciting. So big thank you to B, as always, for her hard work on that.
We feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm.
Okay.
I get the message. Loud and clear.
Why, right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Okay. This is interesting for a lot of reasons. We're gonna see where it goes, we're gonna see what happens, but
This corridor is for
I have
patients.
some thoughts already.
Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together.
So there's also something interesting about this in that, a lot of like mad liberation politics and anti-psychiatry politics that comes particularly from psychiatric survivors and kind of like mad liberation activists is that that they have, you know, rightly identified that the DSM mentions work like several hundred times, and that its construction of like normal and abnormal pathology and psychology is very much in connection to work under capitalism, which is to say that like the idea of like normal and abnormal brains and people and behaviors, and, you know, importantly, the DSM does like diagnose us or like put us in a box according to behaviors, which is a whole thing to unpack. That our idea of like sane and insane or mad and you know, not mad or normal or abnormal is constructed in relation to work, which is to say that like if someone is able to work, then they're doing good, they have a normal brain, they're normal, they're sane, all is good, and all is good. And if someone is struggling to work, then they're mad, they're struggling, they're depressed, they're blah blah, and the goal of treatment is to get them to be able to work. And there's a strange irony here because of how sometimes like art therapy and creativity, I mentioned like, you know, creativity is therapeutic before, which it very much can be, and sometimes art therapy and things like that are really great and really helpful for people. But if you're an artist and your work that you're paid to do is to create art, and you're struggling to do that, and then people are being like, oh, clearly you're mad because you aren't able to write a new book, and what we want to do is get you to write a new book so that we can make money off of your new book. So we're going to force you into this psychiatric treatment that forces you to do art therapy when you've been struggling with creativity with the end goal of producing more art. There's a lot of like, yeah, I mean, it's deeply counterproductive. There's a lot of tension going on there, and it's really weird. Yeah, okay, Alan Wake. Alan Wake kind of, it's cooking. It's cooking. There's some really interesting things going on here.
This way, Alan.
Okay, so this looks like, yeah, number 1, Wake, number 2, Emerson, number 4, Lane, which, no, I think that other author was called Thomas Zane, and Dissol or Désolé or something, I don't know. So it looks like this is some kind of private psychiatric institution. That it's an inpatient facility, so that means that people stay here overnight. They have like their own rooms and stuff. Functionally, inpatient facilities are private or state run. People aren't allowed to leave, so they're functionally prisons. So this is where Alan finds himself, in a gilded cage. Although, you know, I was talking a lot in the previous stream about, like, how Alan is, like, fucking loaded because of his art, so there's definitely some contradiction in terms of that as well.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly.
And I don't mean contradiction is necessarily a bad thing, because, like, you know, many things can be true at the same time, but it's just an interesting consideration.
As I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams.
They're cooking! Okay, I'm like, wow, can't wait to see where this goes. Thank you for redeeming a hydrate, Soup Dragon Queen. I also think it's, yeah, so we spent like the first 3 episodes of the game, like, experiencing all of this strange and surreal and metatextual and supernatural stuff, and now we're being told that it's all Alan's madness, and that's, you know, there's an attempt to explain that away, like it's not real, it's not in your head. And before I continue, it's just reminding me that, like, yesterday I was rewatching part of season 2 of Yellow Jackets, because the new season of Yellow Jackets comes out this weekend, and I was watching it with my friend who needs to, like, hasn't seen the 2nd season, and we were talking a bit about how it's interesting that you know, you have the character of Lottie, and the way that there's a good amount of the fandom that interacts with that character in a way that I really hate, which is that, you know, she has like visions and premonitions and stuff, and I think that the TV show itself constructs that in a really like an ambiguous way, like in a way that's very much open to interpretation and duality, and is really interesting, in that this happens when she's really young. When she's a kid, she's in she has a premonition that she's going to be in a car accident with her parents, and then it happens, and then her white father, which is really interesting, takes her to the psychiatrist and is like, there's something wrong with her, like she's seeing things, she's like blah blah blah, and her mother is like, well, you know, what she said did happen, like the premonition could be real, like this could very much be like, you know. And they construct kind of from that point onwards like 2 different ways of understanding or engaging with Lottie as a character, which is that her reality is not real, she's crazy, it's all in her head, and she needs to be medicated and she needs to be fixed, and her father really insists on institutionalizing her and putting her on medication. And her mother says, well, no, I don't think she's mad. I think that her reality is very much real, and that these premonitions are real and true, and we don't understand them, and they're beyond the realm of our understanding of how, but that doesn't make them less real. And I think that later in the show, there's a point where Natalie and Lottie are getting into an argument, and Lottie says, just because you don't understand something doesn't mean it's evil, which synthesizes a lot of themes that I really like in that show. And as the show develops, like, Lottie kind of has a spiritual understanding of what she's experiencing. She's having these premonitions, she's having these visions, and she's very much in touch with something that other people can't, like, see. Some characters choose to pathologize her and be like, oh, she's crazy, she's seeing things, like, she blah blah blah. And other people are like, Lottie understands something that we don't understand, and she has a unique capability to see or understand things that some other people might not, and she has a unique ability to help people because of this spiritual understanding that she has of what she's experiencing, and she sees it, she comes to see it as like something real, and that's just really interesting stuff. And now in this game, I feel that we're in a juncture where, you know, I'm playing as Alan Wake, and I've experienced through the game all of the things that he's experienced. I've fought the monsters, I've seen the things that he's seen, and now somebody is coming and telling me none of that was real, like, that's all made up. So yeah, just in interesting, and that's on my mind. I'm also rewatching Yellow Jackets with friends, and we've been having similar conversations about Lottie. I love Lottie. she's possibly my favorite character. I just really love those, like, themes and plot lines in the show about the supernatural, and also about, like, madness. It's great stuff.
Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you.
Although what he's saying about
I wasn't ready
about the fantasy centering himself and, like, being kind of a power fantasy about how his writing constructs the world around him is also really interesting.
shot. So I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Shut up. Yeah, Lottie's just great. I love her. And a lot of the fandom also are like, oh, well, early in season 1, you can see that she starts having her visions as soon as she stops taking her medication, like her antipsychotic medication. And I'm like, what sense of joy and wonder and empathy do you have in life? Like, why do you need to dismiss other people's reality and find a logical explanation for everything?
Get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me.
Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. TZ, which I think is Thomas Zane, in the memory of a dear friend and poet. In tenebras cadere, that's me butchering Latin. Cauldron Lake Lodge, 1912. It's a sundial, I think.
Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy.
God, he just
I let
talks
him
and
talk.
talks.
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of
myself.
my hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery.
It is interesting that Alan is like
Come
a
along.
very
Let's
skeptical
go
person. We kind of established that Alan and Detective Nightingale are very skeptical, but Alan is like adamant that Hartman is wrong and that what he
Now, here's the
experienced
entrance
was
to the
real.
office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
Scary, scary, scary.
Hey, what's up? A little meow.
Emerson,
Meow.
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, okay. Sorry. Boo.
Boo. You're right,
That's
Emerson.
We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on
Elbow
video
strike.
games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course, but it does
Get
involve
'em
some
to the head.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to my therapeutic
Wow.
methods.
No kidding.
He works on video games. Wow, this game really just dunked on people who say that video games are not a viable artistic medium. Love that. Hello, sir.
Oh, hello. I've painted
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
you. I was just struck
Huh.
by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better.
I haven't seen your other paintings for reference, but I like this
I
one.
guess I'd better start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
I mean, I think perhaps it could. Perhaps there's too much shadow. You need like I feel that you need like a little lighting on his face. You know what I mean? But I really like it. Thank you for doing a portrait of me. Alan Wake, more like Alan Woke. Sound the klaxon for the Alan Woke joke. Sound the Alan Woke klaxon. You're very welcome to make that joke every
You
stream.
might have noticed the typewriter in your room.
I wouldn't have it any other way,
As
Fia.
soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Okay. Well, obviously the doctor sucks, but this is all very spicy. Hello, ma'am. Hello? No? Okay. I'm gonna let it cook because I'm really interested where it's going right now. But I think that possibly I will return to the discussion point about like the question of how Lynchian this game is in how it treats, like, good and evil and reality and unreality. So, just to say, I think that depending on where things go from here, I might
Hartman had mentioned that
reassess
the power had been
my
acting
earlier
up.
thoughts.
Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
I wish everyone a regular Monday. Thank you very much. I'm just tired. Just tired and busy. I'm glad that I have an evening to chill with you guys and play some Alan Wake. People are putting their coffee thermoses in some damn good cup of coffee. It's a Twin Peaks reference! It's a Twin Peaks reference! Everybody sound the klaxon. This is the Twin Peaks reference klaxon, not the Alan Wake klaxon. We got two different klaxons. What we need is a bingo card, is what I'm getting. Is we need an Alan Wake bingo card. Okay, well, I don't know where Dr. Hartman went, sorry. I was really not paying attention to him. Sounds like there's a storm outside, which I assume means that this fallacy is pathetic. The Creator's Dilemma. This is the book that Alice gave Alan earlier. The engaging new book by Dr. Emil Hartman, the author of the best-selling Creative Flow, his groundbreaking techniques, engagement therapy, and the flow explained in his own words. Now available in bookstores across the country. Like, this is so evil. It's just so evil. You know what I mean? It's just evil. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy and or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' needs for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged by their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems, and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, TM, and its sister method, the flow, TM, work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them and be gaslit about them. It's also the use of the trademark here is really contributing to the feeling of evil that I have about all this.
My rheumatism's killing me.
I have
There's a
concerns.
storm coming.
Sir, I have
What
concerns.
storm?
Please, sir.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
Oh, hey, it's these
And
guys.
these two
from the
are
diner.
the Anderson brothers, Odin and
Oh my
Thor.
god, there's a
They
Night
had
Springs board game.
Should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard.
No way! That's the band! That's the band from Control!
They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Take control.
Oh, that won't do.
It certainly is the band
I'm
from
so sorry
Control.
to cut this
Ooh.
short. Now, Alan, the power has been
Okay.
acting up. I'd
Things
better
are
go check
juicy.
on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best.
I hate you.
Don't you think?
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny.
Yeah!
Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head was...
It's a manuscript page. That's the first one of the episode. Thomas Zane's writing and assistant. Okay, there's a lot there, which I'm sure we'll come back to, but one of them is that they mistook him for Thomas Zane, which, okay, returning to the question of David Lynch and his influences, a common trope in David Lynch's work is like representations of like fractured identity or of dual identity or multiple identity. And that's done in various ways in a bunch of texts, like in Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway and Twin Peaks, and Inland Empire, in particular, with characters, you know, they might be played by the same actor and have different names, or they might have the same name and be played by different actors, or, you know, someone might completely turn into another person. Like, it's like a common theme in a lot of his work. So just raising that before it leaves my head, interesting.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He too had a way with words.
Okay, wow. And Emil Hartman, that's the doctor, used to be Thomas Zane's assistant, is what this manuscript page is telling us as well. And this episode is called The Truth, which is interesting.
Flaring up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me. About everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you?
Yeah, no. Sorry,
we have a stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed leather patches on the elbows. That's not very rock and
They're
roll.
right. I do hate the
Tom
leather
just
patches
lost
on the
his
elbows.
all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all, taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Okay.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and raw. Just ask the lamp lady. She knows what happened to that other rider.
She's been using you, boy, and you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Wow, okay.
So tired.
Yeah, the stuff about like artists and creation and like God is certainly a theme. Anyway, I like Tor's little rubber hammer, squeaky rubber hammer. Where do I get one of those?
Good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking
Lovely.
after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room.
You guys
you can
all
get to your room
suck.
by those stairs, Wake.
I hate all of you. I mean, the hospital staff, I mean.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Okay. It seems that there's that those television clips are like using real actors rather than the character models, which is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about it quite yet, but I do think it helps kind of create an uncanny effect. I think an underappreciated, potentially Lynchian aspect to Remedy's games is their blending of actual reality and fictitious reality by using live action scenes at points. You read my mind.
I knew I couldn't,
or
but I figured I should just play along for now. It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I do think it's contributing to that feeling. I felt like I needed to like sit a little with me before I make up my mind, but I do think that it's effective in terms of those themes.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Yeah, I love breaking out of a psych ward. Prison break! I'm just exploring some of these other rooms.
Brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
Okay, nothing in particular there.
Storm, I'm taking it.
It's funny because I don't know if Lynch ever is certainly in the work that I've seen, which is a pretty significant amount of it, like actually brings in like explicitly themes regarding like psychiatry or psychiatric institutions or like madness in that way. I feel that like he has such reverence for the strange and people who are in touch with the beyond or the unexplainable in our world, that it sometimes feels that it doesn't even occur to him to ever think of or at least to frame those people in his work as being crazy. It reminds me, there's like an interview clip of a film student interviewing him after the release of Eraserhead, sometime in the early 1970s, and saying, "Oh, some people think that you're like weird and that you must be like a really like weird or strange or like deranged person." People always use those kind of like words to pathologize him based on the art that he creates, which is a whole other conversation. And he's just like, I don't think I'm weird. I don't think I'm very weird.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. "Hey, Hartman, where's Al?" Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Okay. One way out. One way out. That's from Andor, right? There's a whole live action thing in Alan Wake 2 that I'm obsessed with because of the commitment to a particular bit that I won't spoil, but I'm excited for you to eventually get to. Well, I'm excited too.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. If she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Come out and face the music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Where's Hartman's office? Okay. Yeah, you've got me super psyched for Alan Wake 2, Fia.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
No hay banda. There is no band. It is all a recording. This is interesting because this is the most like compelling character work with regards to Alice that we've gotten so far. Like, she's been such a flat and uninteresting character, and their relationship has been so flat and uninteresting up until this point, and that has to be the most compelling thing that I've heard so far. Even the voice acting is different, which may or may not be intentional, because again, it's reminding me of Mulholland Drive, in the sense that in Mulholland Drive, Naomi Watts in the first like 90 or so minutes of that movie is like acting cartoonishly happy and like cartoonishly like a young ingenue, full of hope, landing in Hollywood for the first time, and that switches very harshly at a certain point in the film and recontextualizes the way that she'd been acting before, and that, you know, we know that that's intentional because famously Naomi Watts says that when they were shooting those scenes in the early parts of the movie, which was originally going to be a television pilot, and then it never got picked up as a TV show, so a French studio gave it funding to turn it into a movie. But when they were shooting those early scenes, she would like do a take, and then David Lynch would be like, "No more. You got to give it more." You know, so she would like ham it up more, and then he'd be like, "No, give me more, give me more," and so he was like intentionally pushing it to get that like very, very over the top, very like theatrical feeling that totally gets recontextualized later on. And I'm not like, I'm gonna let it cook, but I was just very struck by that voice recording because her voice acting was different from the first 3 episodes, you know? The language and the tone and the acting and everything was so different there. And that's just really striking to me. But we'll see where it goes.
Hartman wasn't happy. Maud could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Right, so that weird military guy was working for Hartman. And Barry is in with Hartman, and Alice is in with Hartman, and this is all connected to Thomas Zane somehow, and... Okay. Okay, we got a big map of Bright Falls here. And some nice paintings. Some creepy paintings. But nice. I really like this one. Ooh, I really like that one as well, actually. That's really nice. The one on the right. Because it feels like very dark and very shadowy, but also like there's a good amount of light on his face, defining his features in an interesting way. Sorry, catching up with chat now. I enjoyed Alan Wake 2 so much because the first Alan Wake is very much a video game from the early 2010s, both mechanically and stylistically, but with 2 they just fully said, fuck it, let's do what we want. I think 2 is not incredible in terms of being a shooter, but I don't care much about that kind of thing. I'm about the vibes. That sounds great. This is so interesting. You can so feel that in the final thing. Do you mean in Mulholland Drive? Yeah, it's sorry, it definitely been in like a hyperfixation era, clearly. Just accumulating a huge amount of knowledge about David Lynch. But yeah, it is a fun fact. I think Alice's distance from Alan, by quite literally being removed from his life by the story, is a really compelling device that again is even more thoughtful into there's some good stuff here too. Yeah. Yes. I see where you're coming from, for sure. I'm excited to see where it goes. For sure.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Yeah. Psychiatrists, man, they're fucking evil.
They'll be looking for me. Oh, that's how you want to play it? Is that how you
Barry?
Wow.
Ow! About time! Barry, man, am I glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy out. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
I don't know why you are... Well, I mean, this guy's just a piece of shit, but, like... Nobody is concerned enough about Rose. And instead is, for some reason, villainizing Rose. We got another one, another game, yet another game in our roster telling me that psychiatry is evil. Love it.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Get him.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Don't trust Barry, Alan.
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Another manuscript page.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. Presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Ah! What was that? Oh! Okay, that's pretty scary. Sorry, that was an accident. Ah, shit.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Where am I gonna get light from? The generator, right? Here we go. Okay. I'm assuming at some point I will find a flashlight, right? Ah! flashlight around here somewhere, right? Okay, well that was clearly not enough. Do we just have to use the generator again, or... Sorry guys, I'll catch up with chat shortly. On your earlier point about Lynch playing around with multiple identities, that's definitely at play here because the voice actor for Alan voices and plays a separate character in Control. Ooh, interesting. I think there's something about having like an live action actor and a character model as well that kind of, like you said, really kind of contributes to that feeling of like multiple forms or multiple identities in a way that feels very unique to video games, which is cool. Do I just keep doing this until they're all gone then? Is that what I'm doing here? Yeah. The face model live action actor isn't the voice actor for Alan 2, it's just the voice actor that's in Control. It has a lot of layers. That does have a lot of layers, that's very interesting. That's 4 games now off the top of my head. Which other games come to mind for you in terms of being like anti-psych that I've played on the channel as opposed to in general? Maybe there's something else up here, because surely I don't just do that 100 million times, right? God, Alan, why do you have such low stamina? That's not good. Is that... Is that just going to replenish until... me just get another one for good measure. Oh, no. I'm out! Okay. Okay. I am not enjoying not having a flashlight, by the way. That's definitely making me a little more frightened than I was before.
Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
So, you're telling me that Hartman's weird agenda about becoming an evil psychiatrist who institutionalizes artists is related to the fact that he feels like he can't be a writer himself. Okay. It was enough for him to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. That's interesting. Hi Charlotte. Thank you for resubscribing at tier 1 and for being subscribed for 39 months now. That's so many months. Currently on a 23-month streak. No problem at all. How are you doing? I hope you're having a fine Monday, or as fine a Monday as anyone can. So many months. I was thinking of games that I've played, but in terms of games you've played for the channel, Swan Song, Vampire the Masquerade comes to mind. Yeah, which games have you played? I know you played We Happy Few, and some Vampire the Masquerade stuff. But which other ones come to mind? Playing some Sims while I watch. That sounds good. Sounds like a good time. Okay, wait, use the television?
Most of us have felt its shadow on us. A shiver down your back. A glimpse from the corner of the eye. You can't find it on purpose. But take a wrong turn, board the wrong bus, wonder where you are when you wake up.
It's time for an episode of Night Springs.
Night Springs.
My favorite show.
Tonight's episode, The Doomed Samaritan.
Also, have a lovely dinner, Fia.
Impossible. Consider.
Thanks for stopping by.
And leave a life behind. Easy? Not tonight.
Thanks for the ride, Mark. I'm so glad to be leaving this place. You have no idea.
What, Night Springs? Come on, Linda. Relax. It's not that bad. Hey, what's that up ahead?
Oh, God. There's someone in the road. I think there's been an accident.
Wow. Okay. Classic.
Are you alright?
Oh no, Linda! Oh no! It was me on the road!
So I know that I was saying earlier that it seemed like the voice acting and the physical acting wasn't matching in these Night Springs clips, but I'm wondering now if that's intentional as well. Like if they have different physical actors and voice actors. Because
thanks for the ride, Mark. I'm so glad to be leaving.
That would also contribute to like a weird sense of like uncanniness or multiple identity.
What's that up ahead?
Oh, God. There's someone in the road. I think there's been an accident.
Is it happening again?
Are you alright?
Oh no, Linda! Oh no! It was me on the road! Wait! Tell him to watch out for the truck!
And the guy on the road is the guy in the car?
My God, Mark!
And there you have it. A vicious cycle, brutally punctuated by the blast of an air horn and screaming metal. Many roads are dangerous, but none more so than the one that leads away from.
Huh. That was neat. That was cool. Arguably Until Dawn. Yeah, I can see that. Alice Madness Returns has been on my list for a long time. Scary. Oh, come on. Oh, I see. I have to let it break the door. Oh! Fuck! Sprint! Run for it, Alan. I really don't like not having my flashlight. Fuck. Wait, do I have to... Oh, that was dangerous. Spooky.
Al, I'm here.
Okay, thank God. Thank God I'm outside. I'm feeling a lot more spooked right now without my flashlight. It's definitely a jumpy game. Like in a lot of the previous episodes, I was definitely like jumping a bit. Whether or not you could see that on camera, I don't know, but it did get me a few times. But when I don't have my flashlight, I feel very weak and vulnerable and scared. It's scary. So I don't blame you for getting spooked.
I found the car, but the gate's locked. You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
What?
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Here, take this. Don't go alone.
Oh, God! Look at the house, Al!
Ah! You know, the sound design on this game is really good. It has to be said. Ah! Pick lithium batteries? Okay. I think that's part of the spook for me is definitely this really good sound design. Honestly, the inanimate objects are scaring me more than the fucking, the guys. Something about the possessed, objects actually pretty spooky to me. Okay, proceed through the garden. Do I go this way? I'm not feeling good about being in a maze right now, but I guess that's what we're doing. I can hear those evil guys moving around. Okay, I've got a revolver. And I've got my flashlight, so... Okay. We're all good. Feeling a lot better now that I got my flashlight and it's just, spooky guys. Don't trust Emil. Don't worry about it. I definitely don't trust Emil. You didn't need to tell me twice. Manuscript page.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon.
Nice.
It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Nice. Sounds like a good concert. That way. That's really encouraging, Barry. It's just really helpful. Pew pew! Oh. manuscript page.
Hartman hurried down the corridor. He had disliked leaving Wake when he was surely at his most susceptible to therapy. But this was not an ordinary storm. Wake had been writing, and he had woken something up in the depths of the lake. Now, it was coming for him. Hartman had naturally prepared for a situation like this. The idiot brothers would keep Wake distracted while Hartman double-checked everything, just to be sure.
Where am I going? Ooh, okay.
We don't want any fighting. It makes me...
Thank God. I was not wanting to be lost in that maze for particularly long. Oh no, is there more maze? Come on.
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
Hello, sir.
You get 3 pills in the evening.
Oh, that's the dickhead from the psych ward. Oh, not the birds. Come on now. This is not going good. Okay. Fucking birds, man. God, I definitely gotta watch, finally watch Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, don't I? After playing this game, I think it's gonna put a new level of fear in my heart if I watch it now. Whew, okay. Okay, it's down that way. Oh. Oh, that was a flare gun, and what I meant to use was a revolver. Once again, Sara is wasting the flare gun. By accident, just to be clear, but I don't know if that makes it more or less embarrassing for me, but it is what it is. As usual, thank God I'm playing on easy mode. I do really have that song from old Gods of Asgard stuck in my head now, though. From the video game Control.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Okay. Seems a little creepy, but okay. Why is there like a garden maze in this psychiatric facility? Oh, oh. because I did not realize I was using the shotgun. This feels very happy. Ugh. This feels very we happy few. In what way? I've seen a bit of you playing that game, and I've seen a bit of other people playing that game before, but I've never like watched it or played it the whole way through, so I'm aware of literally just the basic premise. Cool. Page.
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Some guy attacking you and telling you to take your pills specifically. Yeah, that is very we happy few. I don't know why I can't say that sentence today, but you know what I mean. Emil made Tom do it. Okay. Full-on revolver ammo. Could you give me some other stuff, like some flare guns, some flashbangs? That would be great. I love the flashbangs. Ah! Jesus Christ, you guys. Why are you running like that? Also, I don't know things, but surely this flashlight would not be eating batteries up like this. Surely. Yay! Yes, a flare gun! Finally, now let me just equip my revolver so that I don't accidentally waste the flare gun again. Okay. My objective is still just proceed through the garden, so I'm not entirely sure. To what end, but it's huge. It's fucking enormous. Like, why is it this big?
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he'd had. Well, since Tom, really.
Jesus.
Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
Jesus Christ, okay. Well, that's creepy, isn't it? Hello, is that Barry? Yeah, that is Barry. Could you open the gate for me?
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry.
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so... Barry! I'll find it, don't worry about it!
Great. Barry is so fucking useless. Psychiatrists suck, but so do literary agents. How are you appearing so close?
Just hang on now.
Okay, hold on. Oh, wrong button. Whew. Alright. Thank God for that flare gun. Oh shit. Oh, I'm dead. Dead! Okay. I guess they might end up swarming me a couple of times, so I'm gonna try and watch out for that. Okay, come on. Come on now.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
Oh wow, I'm dying off quick. That went really badly. Ah! Okay, I feel that I'm trapped in a corner back there, so I'm gonna find another place to start fighting them off.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
How did I miss that? Come on. Come on. Jesus Christ. Just getting worse, actually. It's just going worse each time. Okay.
Hurry up, Barry.
I'm on it.
Fuck. Whew. Alright. Any more for any more? Nice, okay. Whew, all is not lost. Oh, I wanted to drive. I'm literally always saying that I like driving in a video game.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in
Done
it.
with darkness. I don't know if it can work like that, buddy. Okay. But the episode has yet more to come, so something shall take place at the Anderson farm.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest...
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
he's crazy,
Listen,
but
I can
he's
bring
free.
her back. I can find her. There's something special
Same.
about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the
Thank
drugs
you
they
for
were on.
redeeming
But
a
they wrote it
hydrate
down.
bitter
There's
now.
a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out!
Whoa. So, I do feel that getting all of that exposition explaining what's happening and the title of the episode being called The Truth is somewhat anti-Lynchian. For sure. Okay.
I had lost my gun in the crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Okay, great. Everything's looking great for me.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall. Al! There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a taken! Use a flare, Barry!
Oh! Yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm good, Al! I'm great! Guess you never mess with anyone from New York City. Find your way around to the farm, Al! I'll be waiting!
Great. Okay.
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al! I'm not staying here! It's suicide! I'm going to the farm! I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Their voices really carried, huh? I don't know how they were able to hear each other like that, but sure. Go to the farm. I get the impression that this is the case from the promo images that I've seen from Alan Wake 2, but I really do hope that that his outfits are better in that game, because I really cannot tell you how much I hate this outfit. Here. Oh, all this for a manuscript page? Sure, why not?
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved. Oblivion was close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Wow. God, these inanimate objects are really fucking beating the shit out of me. It's crazy. my thermos. Ah. Come on. Okay, so I guess that's not the way that I need to be going. I just did that for a thermos of coffee and a manuscript page. Great. But where am I meant to be going? Get me out of here! God, Alan is getting beaten absolutely black and blue by these random fucking objects. Okay, this looks right. Oh, thank God.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Turn. Oh, okay. Right, but presumably I need to find a way to turn that light on. Alan? There we go. Ooh. I love the way that those manuscript pages are just like glowing.
I hope. Agent Nightingale stared at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Wow. It's so hard being a cop.
There'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate.
There it is. Nice. Ah! Well, that's one way to get down.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
I got a flashlight, though. Oh, trust no one in the dark. I am getting a little bit bored of being, like, lost in the woods, but... I think that the level in the garden and stuff, at least, was, like, giving something a little bit different. But now that I'm kind of just back in the woods, I'm not, like, having the best time with that, personally. Here we go.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
Leaping before looking. Ooh. Okay. Hold down to switch to a heavy-duty flashlight. Don't mind if I do. Hopefully this flashlight's presumably better than the other one. Somehow. I don't know how, but we'll find out, I'm sure. Okay, that's everything here. As far as I can tell, anyway.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
La la la. Going on a walk in the woods. At night. Feeling totally safe and normal. Going on a little walk in the woods. Oh.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
God is back.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Did you just say that God is a spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit? Because that seems odd. I'm not sure what you're achieving with that metaphor, Mr. Wake. Hello. Manuscript page.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
Tor and Odin are awesome, and I would love a little mini-series or a little spin-off game where I get to play as Tor and Odin and just, like, be some cool old dudes that, are part of a heavy metal band. And fight demons in, like, weird, you know, dimensional tears or whatever. I think that would be fun. Probably be more fun than playing as fucking Alan Wake.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching.
Okay, but no ammo though? I've got 2 shells in that shotgun. That's not gonna be fucking enough. Oh wait, I think I see some shotgun ammo inside. Perfect. Okay. Okay, no clue where I'm going, but that's fine, I'm sure. Let me see if there's anything up here, though. Oh! Hello! Nice. Oh, it's just a fucking coffee thermos. I don't even know what the point of collecting these things is. I just get them because I like coffee and collecting things. Okay, really, truly no clue which way I'm meant to be going. This way, I guess. Oh shit! Another light. Ah! Sir. That was so close, sir. You took me by surprise. And what for?
I could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Can I drive the car? That's the real question.
Hello? Anybody here? Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Ah! Please! Ah! What are you? No! Don't! I'm sorry!
I'm not mad about Barry being terrorized, I will say.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. My buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
Are you okay, sir? Oh. Rest in peace. Yeah, I guess I just prioritized stealing your gun before helping you. That wasn't very nice of me.
I've run through every possible if I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't.
Sorry, Alan, I can't really hear what you're saying.
Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape.
This must be from a television set.
I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as
I could climb out through the broken window.
Into it. The story must stay true for this to work.
The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
Okay, I missed whether that was a radio or a television set or something, but it sounds like he'd written himself into the story intentionally to try and save Alice somehow. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
I mean... Oh, hold on. Coffee. Gotta make a pit stop for some coffee, you know, it's a long drive. This game would definitely be much improved by a little less being lost in the woods time and a little more driving time. Burning the midnight oil again. Sitting out here listening to the wind. I just called to tell you that I miss you, my old friend. Might switch into that cunty Jeep in a second. hello. Batteries. And... oh. There it is. Some goodies. We got a flare gun and a flashbang! Yes! Thank God. Okay, I also don't love the heavy breathing in my ears. By which I mean good sound design creeping me the fuck out. Hi Rabbit Chick Chick, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. I'm gonna get into this cunty Jeep. This feels a bit like the Stanley Parable, but with only one door. Ooh, that's a really interesting comparison. It's a really, really interesting comparison. Now it's gonna be stuck in my head again. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Well, clearly I need to pick another... okay, this is... I don't know about this Jeep, man. I'm gonna need to pick another driving song in that case, but it just keeps coming into my head when I'm, like, driving a truck on, like, dirt roads, you know? Oh. Fuck! Shit! That's not good, is it? Let's ride. Ah! No. I want back in my car where I can run you over. Leave me alone. There we go. Whew. Let me just switch to a revolver again. Oh, fuck off. Shit. Ah! Tree blocking my way, so that's creepy music. And for why? I mean, that implies to me that I should be scared of something, but I didn't see anything to be afraid of, so I'm not sure what's happening there. Okay, so we're at the farm. That's good. That's good. Almost there. Guess that's probably where we're headed, huh? But let me just have a poke around. Oh, another cache? That's what I like to see. Okay, well, what makes me nervous about this is that I'm assuming the ridiculous amount of flashbangs and flare guns that they've given me are for, like, some intense amount of enemies. Called it. Didn't think it was gonna happen at that point though, because I thought I was safe in there. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna try and run in there and get the stuff. we go. Ah! Those look like fireworks. Interesting.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Uh-huh.
Ow! Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
Oh my god, yes!
God damn.
Amazing.
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot!
Okay, well that... Yeah, that's that, isn't it?
Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks!
Woohoo! Nice.
Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stuffed! Al! Hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
Heavy duty lantern? Hell yeah. I've never been so excited about powerful flashlights in my whole life.
Here we go! Bum, bum, bum. Barry Wheeler to the rescue! No! Damn it! Goddamn turn of the century wiring! Hang on, Al! I'll get them working again, I promise!
Nice. Okay, getting a bit dicey in here, but it's okay. Stay in the light. I'm gonna try. I'm just, you know.
No, no, no! Why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please, please, please!
Fuck. There we go. And... Sorry, this is just one of those situations where I'm mid-combat and swearing a lot.
Al, please don't let me die. Although if I buy it, this is pretty much how I always wanted to go out.
Okay, flare gun time, because there's a bunch here.
This may be the most awesome moment of our entire lives.
They are trying to kill us! That's the high point of my life? Really?
Children of the Elder God! God damn it!
Ah! Come on. Give me a break here! You're killing me! You're killing me!
Oh!
Ah! I really hope there was a checkpoint partway through that.
Stay in the light! No, no, no! Why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please, please, please!
Sorry, Anna, I'm not chatting that much right now.
They are trying to kill us. That's the high point of my life? Really?
Children of the other God! Enjoy it! Back in the game, yes!
Nice. Okay, okay. There we go.
Oh, did I do that?
We got this, Alan. Ah! Wow, I spoke too soon. And you. Ooh. Is that it? Is that it? Did I make it? Damn, things are getting intense, huh? Yeah. That was kind of awesome. I'm not gonna.
Bright Falls, rock and roll capital of America.
Hey, Al! This way to the
Yeah, hold on a second, Barry. I just gotta, you know, let's get some of this ammo. Okay, we're full up on revolver ammo. I've got my cool heavy-duty lantern. It's so exciting. Okay, there we go. Alright, Barry, let's go. That was pretty cool.
See, bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where
Why
I
did you
left
put
it.
it there?
I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Why did you put my cutout
That's been my
there?
biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me.
Okay, well, it looks like there's a generator up there. So, I assume that that's the solution to my problems. The funny thing about that old Gods of Asgard song that I have stuck in my head from Control
Hey, I think Alan Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
is that I have it stuck in my head, but I couldn't tell you what the lyrics are, so I couldn't sing it right now. Which is funny. They're singing in English, but I couldn't tell you what they're saying. I don't remember, even though I listened to that song loads at the gym.
Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry. Wow! You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they? Look at all this stuff. They must have done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
Okay, well, I'm not feeling great about having a bunch more ammo and stuff at my disposal. That, once again, makes me think that this is going to be another big fight.
Sleep.
Ooh, Night Falls. Sorry, Night Springs.
Man, brings back memories. Hey, remember when I got you that gig? Your first real writing job. So got you
Oh.
started. Was this one of your episodes?
That's interesting. That he's one of the writers on Night Springs.
Tonight's episode. The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until His Highness over there is good and ready. Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. diving suit is a dream, and the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream. What am I, a shrink? All I know is I'm going with the smart guys, and they say that's the guy doing the dreaming. Right there.
I don't know what that means.
It means we keep him happy. No sudden falls. We make sure he has his clothes on when he goes out in public. No chases where the monster is nipping at his heels and he runs like crazy, but his legs don't seem to get him anywhere. None of that. Because if he wakes up in a cold sweat... Yeah, precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm.
Hey, something's happening here.
Yeah? What's that?
What? Can't you hear that?
Oh, God help us, it's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I got a wife and kids. Please don't wait.
Huh. Okay, interesting. I mean, definitely super Lynchy in the sense that you know, a lot of his work is like about dreams or it's dreamlike or blah blah blah, but I think that there's one bit in Twin Peaks The Return that people quote all the time, and it's actually a translation from, I want to say, a Hindu or Buddhist religious text, because David Lynch was super influenced by I think Hinduism in his like spirituality and his belief, which is we are like the dreamer that dreams then lives within the dream, but who is the dreamer? So again, being very like, who's the dreamer? What's the dream? What's going on there? Feels like it's playing on that a lot. Okay, up these stairs. Ooh, manuscript. I feel like I haven't seen one of these in a while. Might have missed some.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back.
Okay, fun.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
A bit of a weak metaphor, because I feel that a Viking boat is cooler than a battering ram, or more imposing than a battering ram. But okay, Mr. Wake. The Old Gods of Asgard, the 1975 Ragnarok tour, be awed by celestial wrath and fury. And they've got shows throughout April and the beginning of May in Seattle, Bakersfield, Long Beach, New York City, Newark, Detroit, Jacksonville, Tampa, New Orleans, and Baton Rouge. So that's a US tour. Are we getting the boat down? I guess so, yeah. Oh shit. No! Leave me alone! adding to the list of Alan Wake is terrified by the working class. We're putting agricultural workers on that list. Okay, well, how do I get to the Anderson house? Oh, through this way? No, that's a box, right? Yeah, okay. So, this way? But it looked like a dead end. Ah! Keep getting struck by that, that, like, hanging electrical wire, and, didn't see where it was, so... Okay. There he is.
Wow! Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
Okay, what do we got here?
Be careful, Al!
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
He gets me to do all the fucking work, and then he's like, be careful, you okay? I heard a shotgun go off up there. Maybe you could try doing some of the work, Barry. Nice. Heavy-duty lantern.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to get a little wild this time of year.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too.
Yeah, it's pretty much the usual stuff, Pat. Just, you know, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk, at least, or they start earlier and younger.
Oh, it's definitely not just you, Pat, but...
Definitely, Pat.
Hey, I'm talking here, Thornton. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Not just me.
Oh, yeah, it's wilder, Pat, but actually most of the trouble seems to be coming from grown men. People who ought to know better, you know?
Wow, I'm so shocked by that.
Well, that's nice to hear at least. Boys, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll let you get back to your patrol.
Sure thing, Pat.
Yeah, sure thing, Pat.
Alright. Another generator. Full up on lithium batteries, I guess.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks.
Wow, that was unnecessarily harsh. All they've done is be nice to you and help you. God. Alan Wake, you really are kind of a dick. I don't like the sound of that.
Got to be kidding.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't... That is... How do I defeat... Sorry, how do I defeat the harvester? The fuck? Jesus Christ, how do I defeat that piece of machinery? Just want to be... Actually terrifying. What the fuck? Ah! Alan, come on. Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ. Sorry for literally screaming on camera. There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, 65 billion cows and pigs. How many are cows and how many are pigs? This is a genuine question. Okay, sleigh. Let me just pick up those goodies over there. Sorry, I can't believe I just screamed over a fucking haunted combine harvester trying to kill me. 8 life strange. See what's in here. Silo keys, nice. Anything else? No, just the keys. Anything in there? Nope.
you out there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on.
Hey, let's go, man.
Almost at the house. What could possibly go wrong on the way?
I think we're gonna have to work together. Hey now, looks pretty heavy. Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there. This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
It's funny how Alan has just Valhalla stop has just accepted that he's
Come on, one more gig. Let's do this.
crazy, quote unquote. So it's kind of a surprising development from him. Old gods know the truth. Okay. But what is the truth? And whose truth is it?
The lights are out. Guess we better check the fuse box.
Who could have predicted that the lights would be out? Coffee in the toilet. Oh, lovely.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I
Nice.
could fix that at the fuse box.
Right, that's a record player. So I gotta look for the fuse box. Coffee! Where it belongs, in the kitchen. God, these two brothers were having the time of their life, just,
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
just, setting off fireworks for no reason, working on a farm, playing their silly little heavy metal tunes.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Okay, almost there.
Come on, Al, let's get the lights on, huh?
There we go.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming
It's that
from.
record player in the living
That's
room.
the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light? Oh, that's gotta be what's-her-face, the crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Right. Must be.
Find the lady of the light. This is definitely the voices from the Old Guards of Asgard song that I've heard.
We need to
in,
find Cynthia Weaver.
in
We'll stay
Control,
here for the night
so-
and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
I hope that that's not a copyright issue, but I'm pretty sure that
Hey,
that
Al, lots
song
of
will
hours
be on
before
Spotify.
dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on, Barry. This is... Yeah, what the hell?
I don't know if that's a good idea, you guys. I don't... Time and place.
No, seriously, because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? And even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my nose. I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know.
He's just a guy who misses his wife.
We're gonna make it okay.
He's just looking for his wife, you guys. I just miss her, Barry. You don't understand. Oh.
Alice, I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off.
Okay, so this is very cool, and I'm really enjoying it, but I could have done without the exposition. You know what I mean? Like, let me linger in the sense of kind of like mystery for like a minute.
I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness.
Oh, okay, you're telling me I'm going the wrong way because there's an invisible wall.
Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crash car and finding the first pages of the manuscript.
I am so sick of the exposition. Yeah, the exposition definitely takes away from some of the elements of this game that are like very cool, like genuinely very cool and very mysterious and compelling. There's just been a few moments now where I've been like, the exposition has really ruined that for me. Okay, well I should have followed Alan instead of just fucking about. But that's fine. It was just through here, wasn't it?
I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
Alice!
Jagger had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Oh, it's the mysterious lady.
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
I want to queen out with this lady.
You'll laugh at the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Did he go upstairs? Yep.
Alice?
She's not here. You were foolish to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her.
Well, it was a bit more complicated than that,
There's still
but...
hope.
Go off,
Cauldron
Queen.
Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do. You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
Right.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her.
Alan was like, "Rah!
Yes.
Rah!"
All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
Listen, I want to queen out with the dark presence.
I wrote it. I remembered it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobweb she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish, to interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my barber a long time ago. She looks
Oh,
so...
it's just that guy. It's not God. Oh, that's disappointing. Just some guy.
I'd woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape.
I kind of don't love that I'm getting a bunch of exposition about everything that happened now. And also what's going to happen over the next few episodes.
The cabin had taken its toll.
And I feel that the sense of mystery is largely gone now. I'll let it cook. I'll let it cook.
It had to have cost Zane
Trust the
terribly,
process.
thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
LOL. Sorry, turning off the music again because of the possibility that it's copyrighted music. That's right, James Joyce. Pew! Hilarious, because if I could have shot James Joyce. Okay, that's a bit harsh, but but I don't have super generous feelings about James Joyce, I have to admit that. Okay. Interesting stuff.